Hi GOG family, I hope today is treating you well. Welcome back for another tutorial. Today we're going to focus on our spirit minds. So this is over here. Here's your main castle, and you can move across, and your spirit minds are back here. So a little bit about these. First off is when it says the doctor has provided you with the troops to explore the mine, that means that this doesn't affect your troops in your main castle. The doctor is providing the troops based on what you've got. So their march capacity of these troops that the doctor just provides you, these ghost troops that don't have anything to do with your real troops really, their march capacity is based on your castle level and some of your current benefits. If you have troops that are killed or injured in the mine, if you're attacked by another lord and kicked out of that mine, those don't need to be healed, and they're just, they're not killed in real life or, anything like that. It doesn't affect your number of troops in any way. So when it says once you enter the quarries, you can't return to your previous location in the mining area. We'll talk about that and break down what exactly that means. Each time you enter the mining area, you have a set period of time to gather Lazarus crystals and amethyst crystals, and once the time is up, you'll be relocated out of the quarries. That just means that when you hit gather, it only gathers for X amount of time, and then your troops finish gathering and come out, and you got to send them back in to gather again. Okay? You cannot conquer quarries that are occupied by other lords in the protected area of the mining area. So there's, not a lot of protected areas in there that matter once you get going. The march capacity is the same for mining area and the rest of the mine. So whatever march capacity the game has set for you hitting the villain that lets you go down to higher and higher levels, it's the same as you have once you get into the mine and you go mining. You'll notice the march is a lot smaller typically in there than what you've got outside. Again, losses in the mine don't affect your state troops. Once your troops recovery time reaches a certain level, you won't be able to occupy quarries. So what that means is you have, if your troops get hurt and you all your marches are getting, wounded in there or whatever, which I've never honestly ever had happen ever. Your troops have a set period of time it would take them all to recover, and you can't do anything until they recover. That's literally never happened to me. So that instruction is kind of, so you can't reset the mine while you're occupying a mining area. We'll talk about that. If a quarry you're occupying is conquered by another lord, if someone attacks you and takes it, you lose some of the crystals you gathered, but you can get them all back if you re-attack that same lord and you win the battle that time. Because say you just had some default set of troops you threw in there real quick, and then you get attacked, and now you're like, okay, I'm going to go back at you with my highest guards now and with my highest, meanest troops, and you beat them, you can get all those crystals back by taking revenge. Troops occupying a quarry will be treated as defenders if it's attacked. You can exchange the crystals in the mine store, which we'll do too. And then when the entire mining area has no occupied mines, they may reset it. Anyway, so when you first enter, it'll look like this, and you'll say continue exploring. And that's if you're already set up in a certain minefield. Like I'm gathering here now, but I'm going to go ahead and leave because I want to show you guys some things. So I'm way deep down on this floor, and I want to advance to the next floor like we always do, right? We want to advance. I haven't tried to fight the villain that's outside in a long time. I've just stayed and stayed and stayed in here, mining and mining and mining. So let's say that I want to figure out how to go back out, just out of this, so that I can get back and fight that villain. What am I going to need to do? So what you do is you hit this little gear down here, and you put that you want to step out. If you press step out, it takes you all the way to here, okay? What you want to do is from here, you want to hit the gear and you want to tell it to reset mines. Now you don't worry. If you're already down deep, you won't have to fight all the way back through all the way again, okay? Just confirm. So I reset the mine. So now it just says enter mine shaft. So I have two options. When I enter mine shaft, I can either have the doctor teleport me to the highest level where I already just was, that I've already beat, and get down there, and then I can start fighting the villain outside. If I wanted to start all the way back from floor 1 and fight all the way through, then I would say no, and it would start me back on floor 1. I have to fight my way all the way through the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the doctor teleport me into the highest level where I was. Because I've made some improvements. I may not be able to beat this guy, but maybe I can. Let's see. So I'm going to say I want to attack him. It kind of presets all your troops for you. You don't have a lot of, chance to mess with those too much. So let's march ahead and see how we're doing. Now, when you're lower in the mines and you're trying to fight past these villains, you're going to want to use your attack boost. You're going to want to use your defense boost. You're going to want to use your march size boost. Every boost that you've got and your highest level equipment and all of that, you want all of it on board. And see, I was successful. I haven't fought in a long time there, so I actually beat him. Victory. Yay. So now that I've defeated him, I could go mining where I've been mining this level 4 area, or now I can advance down to the level 35. So before I take the option to go and start gathering my crystals, since I've made it down another level, it'd be worthwhile to try and attack him one more time to see, can I beat this guy, or am I stuck here now for a while? Because the furthest down you can get and beating the guy, the faster you're going to gather crystals in the crystal mining area. So you want to be sure that wherever you stick is the highest you can go. And see, I've been mining, obviously, at least 2 levels below what I could have. So now let's press the forward area and let's keep advancing and fight the next guy. So again, everything's auto set. You should have your best battle gear on. You should have all your boost on if you're early on and trying to get deeper in the mines to gather faster. We're going to fight him. If you don't want to wait through this whole fight, you can hit the red X sort of at any point in time if you want to make it go faster, and it'll just automatically give you your report. So now we're going to go down another one because I beat him again. So we're going to fight this guy now. So if I want to get out of this faster, I hit the red X, and it turns out that I was defeated, right? I can't beat this guy. So that's the same whether I just fought him in real time and let it go through, or I hit the red X and I exit out. If he's going to beat me, he's going to beat me, and it doesn't matter that I hit the X without sitting through this whole sequence of events here where he just swings away on my poor little troops. See, either way, defeat. So you can hit that red X and make it faster. So now we've reached the deepest depths that I can go to. So now I want to use the arrow to the right to go into the mining area. And you can see the gathering rate here is higher. So yes, I wish to continue. And now we're here. So before you have the quick find quarries, which unlocks, at a certain point in your VIP level. And it'll tell you what you need if you try and do that. So a trick is type in a random number in this box. Like you could use, whatever, right? And it takes you and you can look and you're like, oh man, everybody's taken there. And these are probably going to be real full because of the fact that these are high levels. So if I put something crazy like 20,000, it's not going to go to that high. If I just put 1900, like you can just go through like that trying to find a floor. And this one says it maxes at 1552. So if I put 1500, you got to look around like that, and then you can find empty ones that are empty on their own. So just type in high numbers like that. The lower mines go much higher than this one, so those numbers that I was trying to use initially work. But up this high, there's less mines. So apparently 1555 is as many mines as there are of this one. But anyway, then I can just hit occupy. There's no one in here. I don't have to fight anybody. This is an empty mine. So I hit occupy. And you can set it up however you want. I always kind of put battle guards in there, but my pet is in there because it helps me gather a little faster, my airship. So I go to March. After capturing it, I can't reset the mines now for 120 minutes. So I can't do that step back out thing now that I've done that. But now I'm gathering. And you can see over here, it tells me that you can leave the quarry in 1 hour and 59 minutes. I have no option to just leave now. I can't reset anything until that time has passed. So remember, if you do want to reset it, you would hit the gear right here. You would hit reset mines, and then when you go back in, it'll give you the option of, do you want the doctor to teleport you to the highest level you've already gotten to? So if you want to fight that villain, yes you do, because you want to go back to what the highest one was and fight from there on and try and get higher. And you want to check that out every, in the beginning, every day. As you're growing, you want to really try and fight that villain, see if you can get deeper. And then once you get higher and higher and higher, then it's more like, once a month I'll check and see if I can go the next level, or, that sort of thing. In this case, I hadn't checked in a while, and I was able to advance down 2 more floors. Then you can go, say someone attacks you and steals your crystals. You can go to the battle log right there. You see that right here on this lower right, battle log. And you can go to revenge list. And this is everyone who's stolen from me. So if I wanted to use my best March and go back at them and see if I could steal my crystals back, I would hit revenge, and then I would attack them and try and get my crystals back. And this is just my general battle log. It shows that, these other players attacked me 18 days ago or 155 days ago and they stole my crystals, or, that sort of thing. It shows whenever you've been attacked in there. And once you've gathered your crystals, then you have your store up here, this little store icon next to the numbers. For you, it depends. Okay, for your coat of arms, for your castle, that increases your stats, they will have some coat of arms templates on here. Yours will look different. It won't have as many options. Different options unlock as you get further and further on. So like, I have an Earth Coat of Arms handbook, and I'm already past that to the title Coat of Arms handbooks. So I don't really need these Earth Coat of Arms anymore. But if you do, definitely get those. So I use all my amethyst crystals, these purple ones, on artisan materials. And then if there's other ones, I get the ingots over here. And so then now you still have your main spirit mine crystals, the green ones. So those buy different things. I bought some glory banners earlier with some. If you're new and starting out, you'll definitely want to be getting these items: the iron, the silver, the food, the wood of this part. Right now, I first spend my crystals. Typically every time I'll get aristocrat badges first because that's what I need most. I've been needing glory banners. Then I really need refinement scrolls. So I go ahead and get some of those. I always get intensity gears because I can upgrade them. And then typically I'm not worried about being first place in Lord experience right now. I don't need March capacity boost. I definitely could use some precision points. I have plenty of Lord talent resets. So after that, now I'll go ahead and try and spend the rest of my crystals on the iron and silver, which I always need. And then actually you'd think food, but I have tons of food in my castle, so I'll get wood first. And then with what's left over, I'll get the rest on food. So you spend that up, and that resets every 24 hours at game reset time, typically. But you could see it has a countdown for yours, which says, it resets in 2 hours and 3 minutes. So if I buy all these out in 2 hours and 3 minutes, I'll be able to rebuy all that stuff again. So that is mining loot. That is why we mine, after all. This is one of our best resource, free resource options in the game. Most of the time, people will knock you out of your mine sometimes. Once you upgrade your VIP, you don't have to worry about typing all those random high numbers into your thing to find an empty mine. You can just use this quick find quarries feature that you see on my screen. So I click that, I'm already in a quarry, but normally I click that and then I would tell it to search, and then it would, set my troops, and then it would find one and put me into it automatically, and empty one anywhere. I wouldn't have to even search. It just automatically puts me in one. So that's a nice feature of it. Until you get that quick find quarries unlocked, you have to type in random numbers into the search box right here until you can happen to find a floor that happens to have some open mines. So everyone around me seems fairly equal to me, because it's just these little normal enemy signs. Now, if there's someone who's really dangerous to me, apparently this quarry isn't that, there's not a whole lot of players in here, but like if I was on floor 1, if I see a red head, like this guy right here, this red Joker head guy, that means that's an extremely dangerous lord. They way overpower me. I shouldn't even bother trying to attack their mine. But all the other little guys with the crossed guns, those are players of equal or lesser type of power. I think that's pretty much everything there is to the spirit mines. You can see that it gives you a little information over here about there's 10,429 empty quarries in here throughout these level of floors. The average spirit mine power in this area, it tells you right there what it is. You can see what my spirit mine power is up by my name on that little gold emblem, like by my picture up here in the left corner. It shows how many troops it's giving me to use in there, and it shows what my spirit mine power is. So if you look at that, I'm actually a little above average power for the average player that's in this area. But yeah, so that is kind of the long and short of it. You can see my crystal gathering speed is displayed at the top. And here are my guys. If I click over here on how much I've gathered, it takes me to where my guys are. And then you see the info in there of what I've got in there and how much I've gathered so far, what my gathering speeds are, and how much time until that march is done. It's usually about 8 hours a march that you stick down there. So a couple times a day you need to remember to go back. So now if I just want to leave, I'm done with all my stuff, that's when I hit here and step out. Remember, if I want to go back and fight the villain, I would use reset mines. And then when I got to the inner mine shaft, I would let the doctor, I'd say yes to let the doctor teleport me the highest level I've been on, so I don't have to fight back from level 1 over and over and over. So I hope that's a good tutorial for you, and that it helps you understand your spirit mines a lot better and use your spirit mines to your highest advantage. If this helped you, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it so much, and we'll talk again soon. Until we meet again.